Welcome to your fifth audio in the Ins and Outs of Work Balance audio series. This is Gretchen Hogg, and I am a co-creator of lightenupandthrive.com along with Dr. Jerry Eddington. So audio number 5 is outer obstacles to balance. In our last lesson, we looked inside to learn how your own thoughts, words, and actions are blocking you from the balanced life that you desire. Today we're going to talk about some things that are a little trickier to change, but still possible to navigate. Outer obstacles are things that exist outside of you. They're trickier to change because they involve factors beyond your control. The examples we'll focus on today are all illustrations of the fact that you cannot change another person. No matter how their behavior may disturb you, no matter how unfairly you think you've been treated, no matter how severely your interactions with them are affecting the rest of your life, you cannot make them think, do, or say anything differently. You can only be responsible for yourself. You can only control your responses to that person or to any given situation. So here are 3 ways that this may play out in your quest for work-life balance. Outer obstacle number 1 is other people's opinions. Outer obstacle number 2 is other people's schedules. Outer obstacle number 3 are other people's actions. So how do other people's opinions create an obstacle to your work-life balance? When you make a choice about your own schedule in an effort to change or maintain someone else's opinion of you, you have made them more important than your work-life balance. Sometimes this happens in your own mind, where you've been imagining what someone else is thinking about you. In that case, that also is an inner obstacle, right? In some cases, though, you may see examples in your workplace of people being rewarded or praised for working long hours or without extra pay. And they're called the team players, or someone who goes that extra mile. At these times, it's up to you to decide whose opinion, whose priorities are the most important. How do other people's schedules create an obstacle to your work-life balance? The first answer applies, but in this case, another person is putting pressure on you to conform to their schedule. This may be either subtly or in a more obvious way, with a barrage of requests and reminders that distract and worry you, actually adding to the time it takes you to complete your work. Let's take emails for an example. Emails perfectly illustrate how other people's schedules can impact your own. When you respond to every email that comes in the moment that you receive it, it's the equivalent of inviting that person to have a discussion with you right then. On the other hand, when you designate specific times in the day or throughout the day when you will check your email with intention, you are taking control of your own schedule and decide when and for how long those discussions will be. Finally, let's look at how other people's actions create an obstacle to your work-life balance. When someone else is late or delays you in some way, whether that is your coworker delivering a report to you that you need, or the driver in front of you in traffic, it can throw a wrench in your carefully constructed schedule. For example, you may have left yourself plenty of time to get home and enjoy a wonderful evening with your spouse and children. But because of this traffic jam, you might miss your dinner completely and everyone will be cranky with you when you get home. So do you remember the quote from our last lesson? Life isn't about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. that traffic jam is your opportunity to dance with your schedule and make adjustments that will protect your work-life balance. And do you also remember the beginning of our last lesson when we talked about how obstacles are one of the two types of influences on work-life balance? The other type of influence is the resources. While obstacles lead you away from balance, resources lead you towards balance. One option to address your schedule delay might be to use your hands-free mobile device to call home, obviously if it's legal in your state. And this way you could let your family know what's happened and catch up over the phone on everyone's news. In this example, your hands-free device becomes a resource, and this resource then allows you to stay connected with your loved ones in a safe way, while doing what you have to do to get home and be with them in person. Other resources could be to take a different route home, or possibly invite your family to meet you at a favorite restaurant. Think outside of the box. Remember what we've discussed earlier in this course, that work-life balance is not a destination. It's a series of adjustments that you make in each possible moment. You have inner and outer obstacles preventing you from achieving balance, and resources to help you move towards balance. So stay tuned now for the 6th audio series, when you'll learn some small, simple changes that will make a big difference in your work-life balance. Until then, thanks for listening, and this is Gretchen from lightenupandthrive.com.